Okay, so at this point you've made your 4 corners if you're just going with the basic design. Once again, you can make anything, you don't have to make what I make. This is pretty much the simplest design that you can do. Personally, I prefer doing one of these with like one of these polygons or cylinders. It saves a little material. But we're going to keep using this because it just makes things easy to see. So I'm going to show you how to make another piece. First we're going to do is like just make an add-on. So we're going to make a middle piece that extends this out. So we're going to have this come out and we're going to make a piece that goes here in the middle. Alright? And so I'm going to go ahead and delete the, well, I don't know, we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and ungroup this right here. And I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to, first I'll grab this. I'm going to zoom in on it. Oop, too much. Back it out. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to grab this dot right here. I'm going to bring this out, and I'm just going to arrow over some. So it stays in the same place. It just kind of drags out, and I'm going to make this a lot bigger. So what we're going to do is kind of make a T piece here. So we're going to take this piece right here, and you'll see it has a T shape to it now. So like if you were to connect these, and this actually looks a little big here, and I would do what I usually do in this situation. Let me first change my snap grid so it doesn't snap as far. I'm going to go to 64ths of an inch. I'm going to move it to about what I think is right. Now remember, my piece can't be bigger than an inch, so I'm going to bring this down to an inch. So I might as well just go ahead and type 1 in here. Okay? And I'm going to select all of these pieces of this part. And I'm going to use the Align tool, and I'm just going to do it right here. Okay? And you'll see it moved it right there. And now I have like basically a piece that extends. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and delete these guys. So you'll see, if I group this, and then I duplicate it, and do the same thing I kind of did before, where I bring this over, go ahead and mirror it. No, like this way. I'm going to duplicate this one. Mirror it again. This triangle thing's the mirror button. I'm going to duplicate it with this up and down one. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to move an arrow. Grab this little hat. I just arrow back and forth to get there, to deselect it. And it doesn't have to be perfect with these, but I'll make them as close as I can. Okay, so now you can see how we just made like a little extension. Alright, so this just came out. And you made kind of a double deck. Now this would work because you could build this whole shape with just 2 pieces. This piece right here and this piece right here. Okay, but some people might want to do like an angled. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's like make an angle on, we'll say, this side. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to duplicate this one and bring it over for what I want to do. Okay, so like let's say we're like wanting to make like a bridge type thing. Let's bring this back in. We're going to ungroup this. So here's our ungroup button. I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to bring it back in to where it's right there. And I'm going to select both of these. Actually, I'm going to bring this in too. I'm going to take this little dot again, Try not to click on the white one, because if you mess up your ratios, it'll mess up the hole and it won't fit. Okay, so I'm just going to come out just a hair past there. Okay, and then I'm going to select these two, Control. I'm holding Shift, so I selected those two, and I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to bring this over. This is where you have some kind of options available to you. I'm going to go mirror this. Oh, wait, whoops, mirror. This way. Arrow back over. And so, if you're making a bridge, you want to like have like kind of a support thing. So you can do 45 degrees, but for me, I think 22.5 is going to look a lot better in this situation. So I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to connect the corner of that with the corner of this. So I'm going to go over a little bit, like right there. And I'm going to go down. Basically like that right there. Okay, so you'll see now we have like a piece sticking down. Alright? So now we're going to come over here. I'm going to duplicate one of these guys, bring it way over. Go ahead and mirror this guy. I'm going to mirror it this way. Okay. I'm going to ungroup him as well. Now I'm going to take this guy right here. This, I'm holding Shift. I'm going to select just that one right there. So I've got these two things selected. And I'm going to bring this one down. So there's 22.5. There's 45. And we're going to want to go to the 67. That's going to be what ends up connecting with this. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. Now, I don't like the way this part looks, so I'm going to rearrange some things. I'm going to come in here and I'll select these two. I arrow it over. I'll select these two. I'm going to arrow it over. Then I'm going to select these two and bring this one a little bit over and a little bit down. I'm going to go with like just right there. And just because I don't like the way this looks, I'm going to click on this. Ooh. So what I need to do now, like if I move this right now, you'll see this kind of moves weird. You see how the shape's kind of changing? You don't want that. So I'm going to hit Control Z, and I'm going to do the work plane. When I select work plane, I select on top of that. Now, when I select this shape, and I move down, you'll see it doesn't warp the shape, it keeps it the same. It's a really important concept. So I'm going to just make it flush right here because I feel like that looks kind of clean and professional. Like right there, it's just how I like it. Come on. Right there. Okay, so you got the two pieces here that all line up. You see why I have this here. I can do that. Let me put my work plane back to normal. I'm going to kind of move this out where I think it would go. Maybe like right there somewhere. It doesn't have to be perfect. When you build it, it'll make itself perfect as long as you did your angles right. So now I'm going to duplicate this one. Bring it over here. Like that. Just go ahead and group these. Oh, wait, I need to group them one at a time. Well, I'll wait so you can see the angles somewhat match up. Duplicate this one. Oh, that was the align. Need to do mirror. Nope, this one. So now you can kind of see how these pieces would all fit together. I mean, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. Like you can take one of these pieces right here. I'm going to take it. Oh, I got to find a better way to put it there. And if you want to make a piece that just literally connected to all the ways possible, you come in here. Well, I'm not going to do it. It might get complicated. But, you know, you could bring this piece out, like if you wanted to make a middle section onto this. You could bring that out so this connects all the way through, so then you could put a piece in the middle here. Same with this one. So it's like something goes through, and like that would go in between all of these. You'd have to extend this little shape out. So you can see how you can kind of build on. And like, if I was doing this, like right now, I use these corner pieces. I'm going to go ahead and I'll go ahead and move these to the side for a different example. And I'll just take all of this, duplicate it, mirror it over, come on, keep going. And you see how I have kind of like a cool bridge-looking piece. I don't really need these. I'll move them over. They're spare parts area, which is okay to have. Okay, so we'll leave that stuff there. We'll come in here. Well, look, we've got like a bridge-looking thing. Okay, so now you need to ask yourself, how many of these pieces would it take to build this? Well, you should be able to build this whole thing with one of these pieces. So let's duplicate that. But since you've got these weird angles here, it's going to take a piece like this. You're going to have to make one for each side. Because of where that angle comes down at, this will actually turn into two pieces. So I'll go and select that. I'll group this one. Bring this over here. So I need one of those. I need one going both ways. So I'll duplicate it. And then I need one of these guys. And I'd also need this guy right here. But I can just make it by mirroring this one since it's already grouped, so I'm just going to duplicate it. Okay. So, if I was wanting to make this bridge, I would need 2 of this piece. So I'll go and do that, 1 for each side. 2 of this piece. I would need, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these pieces. And the reason why I have you save space, you can probably start to see right now, when you start to 3D print something on the board, it's going to take up a lot of space. And I'll make a video after this on how to lay everything out, but I just want you to picture how many pieces it's going to take. So here, and I'll need 2 of these. So I'm going to duplicate this. And so with all of these pieces, you can make that right there, that bridge thing. Okay? So that's 1 type of piece. There's another type of piece. So there's 3, 4, and 5. So there's 5 separate types of pieces here. You only have to have 2 in your project. Okay? But you can see how it expands as the more you go. Okay? But adding in just the cube is not enough because all 4 of these pieces go together. So, all right, I hope that helps.